Grade 5 English Lesson 8 Blue Stars and Gold. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. I hope you will remember this beautiful song you learned when you were in smaller grades. This song is about the beautiful stars in the night. What will you feel when you see a starry sky at night? When the stars are shining brightly up in the sky around the moon, what do you feel? It creates a heavenly picture in your mind. In the sky, you will see stars like beautiful diamonds, shining and glowing in the night sky. It's very beautiful to see. Today we are going to do a beautiful poem about stars. In our textbooks, there's a beautiful poem called Blue Stars and Gold. Shall we all take our textbooks and turn to that lesson? Okay. Now we are going to read the poem. I am going to read the poem and I hope you will join with me. Okay, let's start. While walking through the trams and cars, I chanced to look up at the sky. I saw that it was full of stars. So starry soon. A man could not with any care have stuck a pin through any vacant spot. Right, now let's look at the meaning of this poem. Now in this poem, the poet is walking in the city. How do you know the poet is walking in the city? Look at the first line. It says, while walking through the trams and cars. You don't see trams and cars in villages. I chanced to look up at the sky. Now look at this word chanced. It shows that the poet accidentally looked up at the sky. He did not do it purposely. While he was walking through the trams and cars, all of a sudden he looked up at the sky. And then what did he see? He saw that it was full of stars. So starry soon. A man could not with any care have stuck a pin through any vacant spot. Vacant spot. Vacant spot means an empty space. In the sky, there were a lot of stars. The stars were together. That's why in the poem the poet says, so starry sown. That means the stars are packed together. Since the stars are so closer to one another, the poet cannot find a small place even to stuck a pin. Now let's look at the rest of the poem. I am going to read it now. You can join me. And some were shining furiously. Some were big and some were small, but all were beautiful to see. Blue stars and gold, a sky of grey, the air between a velvet pall. I could not take my eyes away. And there I sang a little psalm, most awkwardly because I was standing between a car and a train. Right, now let's look at the meaning. And some were shining furiously. Furiously. The stars are shining brightly, but some stars are very bright. That's why in the poem it says, among the stars there were some who were shining furiously. And some were big and some were small. But all were so beautiful to see. Now, children, there's something hidden in this poem. There's a hidden meaning in this poem. What is that? If we compare ourselves to stars, among us there are some children who are very fair. Some are very dark. Some are tall. Some are short, like the stars in the sky. So among us, there are so many differences. But even with these differences, we all are very beautiful. We all are talented. In other words, we all are the same. The air between a velvet pall. Pall means a piece of cloth that you use to cover coffins. So the air looks like a velvet pall. I could not take my eyes away. The poet could not take his eyes away. That means he was so enchanted by the beauty of the night sky. And there I sang a little psalm. Look at this word. The letter P is silent. We say psalm. What is that? It is a song that we sing in the praise of God. Now when the poet see these beautiful stars, he was highly taken up with the beauty. So he sang a little psalm. But he could not do it peacefully. Why? Because he is in the city. He is in the traffic. And there I sang a little psalm, most awkwardly, because I was standing between a car and a train. The poet is standing in between a car and a train. So can you sing a psalm very calmly? No, you cannot. So that means in the city we live a very busy life. We do not have enough time to admire nature. And even if we have time to admire nature and enjoy it, that's very limited. We have very short time to do all these things because we are packed up with a lot of work. So that is the hidden meaning in this poem. Now that we have completed the poem, I am going to give you some exercises. This is the first exercise. Let's match these words with their meanings. I have given you a list of words. Vacant spot. What does that mean? You need to find the answer from the meanings given in the right hand side. Angrily, a song sung in praise of God, an empty space, a piece of cloth, clumsily. And the second one, furiously. What do you mean by furiously? Does that mean an empty space? Or does that mean a piece of cloth? Or angrily? Okay, you need to select the answer. So likewise, you need to read the rest of the words given in the list and see if you can match them with their meanings. You need to do this in your exercise books. I want you to copy these exercises in your writing book and write the answers. Now let's do the second exercise. Let's read the poem once again and answer the following questions. The first question. Pick out and copy the phrases or the phrase that tells you that the stars are packed so closely to one another. So after writing this question, you need to pick that phrase out from the poem and copy it there. Second one, copy down the phrase that tells you that the poet is standing in a busy city. How do you know that the poet is standing in a busy city? So you need to pick that phrase from the poem and copy it there. Third one, I chanced to look up at the sky. I saw that it was full of stars. Now in these two sentences, you will see that I have highlighted one word, chanced. What do you mean by that? What does chance mean? Does that mean that the poet was in a hurry? Or does that mean that poet was given an opportunity to look up the sky? Or does that mean the poet accidentally looked up at the sky? So you read the poem once again and find out what it means and write the answer. Now we have come to the most fun part of the lesson. That is exercise number 3. You know what we are going to do? We are going to write a new poem. What? Can we write a new poem? Of course we can. I'm going to help you. Look at the poem the teacher has written. Shall I read it to you? Stars are twinkling in the night sky, playing hide and seek with my watchful eyes. Pretty clouds are moving left and right, covering the stars away from my sight. Little clouds, please go away. Let me see those fiery lights. Right. What are you supposed to do now? Now if you look very closely, you will see that I have highlighted certain words. Twinkling. Do you think you can replace that word with something else? Let me give you a clue. Stars are twinkling in the night sky. So, shall we replace twinkling with something else? Oh, I have an idea. I will say, stars are shining. Wonderful. Now, shall we read the sentence and see? Stars are shining in the night sky. Sounds good, isn't it? Okay, now let's move on to the second line. Playing hide and seek with my watchful eyes. Watchful eyes. Can we change that? Watchful eyes. I get an idea. We will say playing hide and seek with my little eyes. How about this? Playing hide and seek with my pretty eyes. Shining eyes. Okay, it's up to you to make the change. Now the next line. Pretty clouds are moving left and right. Pretty clouds. What else can you use there? I know. Fluffy clouds? Or as floating clouds? I know you have beautiful words that you can fix there. So why don't you do that? I want you to insert a word instead of pretty. Pretty clouds moving left and right. Left and right. Shall we change that? What shall we write there? I get an answer. Fluffy clouds moving to and fro. Sounds great, isn't it? Covering the stars away from my sight. Little clouds, please go away. Now think about something you can fix there. Remove that highlighted part, go away and see what you can write there. Let me see those fiery lights. Fiery lights. What shall we write there? I get an idea. Let me see those beautiful lights. How about this? Let me see those shining lights. Okay, right. That's enough. You can decide what you are going to fix there. And then after that, you can copy the beautiful poem in your writing books. And if you want to make it more beautiful, you can even draw a picture. Well, that's enough for today. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson as much as I did. So until I catch you up in another lesson, goodbye. Take care.